Hey fellow CBG geeks, it's Michael Capato. I was about to do something interesting and I thought I'd shoot a little video. I got chased off the porch because of the rainstorm, so I'm in my little entrance to my flat. That's why you see a bicycle and coats, and it's a mess because I just dragged my little work table in here. But I have today two almost identical necks that are for Camacho boxes, and these were the first two I cut with the brand new CB Gitty highly recommended scarf joint jig. And these are both Camacho boxes, and they both are going to have heels, and they're also my usual 1/4 inch down and 1/4 inch that way rough rounding the neck. So I thought I'd do something interesting to see if I could get both of them even rounder on the back with just simple hand tools. And while I was looking at it, I realized since they're identical, they're almost physically turnable. It'd be great if I had a lathe, and I could throw them on a lathe and just kind of sand around. But I thought, well, even if it's not a lathe, if I'm working with an electric sander or even sandpaper and I rotate it, that maybe would work out great. So I was trying to figure out how to attach these two to do this, and I remembered a trick that I actually learned from the YouTube videos of Crimson Guitar, and it's a masking tape / superglue trick. And if you haven't seen this, this is amazing. If you're working on a fretboard or anything that you need to hold down on a flat surface, you can use this technique. And it's easily removable. Basically what you're doing, and I already started it, is you're laying a sheet or a piece of masking tape, regular old masking tape, down on each surface, and then you're supergluing the layers of masking tape to each other. So you're not actually gluing the wood to wood. There's a barrier, and that barrier you can snap. You can usually just kind of break in or manage to tear the paper apart, and it separates clean. I've done it when I've wanted to flat sand, where I've just laid something down. I've done it a couple times for really small covers for pickups, where I wanted to just kind of sand everything smooth or thin it out, and I've done it. So it's really a cool trick. So I thought I'd put a little video together and show it. So, you know, you just basically, and this size masking tape is nearly perfect for doing this, because it's almost exactly the width. You can hear kids walking around outside. So I'm tearing over the length I need, and I'm kind of just folding that over. So hopefully, I don't know if you can see it, that I'll have like a little pull handle. And you just kind of give it a little smooth down. Doing the same on that side. I mean, I'm just taking, I don't know, I'll take a block of wood real quick and kind of burnish over the tape, because you do want the tape to stick to the wood. And then all I'm going to do is kind of line them up. There's a couple of lines anyway. And I'm not going to use too much super glue. Just a drop or two. I assume my video is still going. So I'm just going to apply just the drops. I'm not going to run a bead or anything. I just want enough to hold the two pieces together while I work. So I'm going to take one and the other, and I'm just going to try to match them and give the glue a chance to set for, you know, a couple of minutes, minute or so. I'm just going to hold them together right now with a couple of clamps. You know, it just takes a couple seconds to get it to hold together. Probably should try a clamp. How many of my big clamps handy? Shoot. So yeah, see, it's just temporarily super glued together, and I can wedge something in to knock it out after. So I'll come back later and show you the finished curve part, and then kind of take them apart, show you how easy it is. Well, I'm back, and I'm actually really impressed with what I ended up doing. I kind of wish I had stopped and recorded it, but this wasn't really about the sanding technique as much as the attaching, the two pieces. But if you look, I really did a fairly decent job. This is still like just the rough sand of having it pretty nicely rounded on both necks. And what I'm probably going to do is when I finish carving everything and do the finishing sanding, I may reattach them and continue this. But it's surprising. I mean, I've done one and rounded, and they just seem to have a more gradual flow. And all I did was I just sat on the chair and rested this on my knee, and with my random orbital sander, I pretty much just went down and I kind of did a couple passes, rotated. You get the idea. I just kept moving both the piece and the sander, and came out really nice. Okay, so now we're going to just do the part about this technique of mounting things. Like I said, you can do it with anything. I've done it with fretboards, where on a flat surface, like a little flat metal plate I've laid a strip of tape on that, taped the fretboard, put a few drops of super glue, and held it in place while I was fretting. So this technique is great. I'm just using this basic kind of a scraper thing with an edge. I also have a mallet. I doubt if I'll need it, because part of the whole trick is that the super glue shears really easy and breaks apart. And yeah, you could do this with double-sided tape. The reason the guys in England do it is, I guess, double-sided tape's hard to find and really expensive. Plus, you have multiple widths of masking tape. And as you saw, this is exactly one strip on a standard 1x2. So, I mean, it really comes in handy for what we're doing. So as you can see, I'm just basically moving down and pulling it apart, and it's come off. It's come off easy peasy, and you just pull your tape off. But the tape came off clean on both, and we're left with two pretty evenly rounded this part of the neck. I still have to carve everything, but I just wanted to share this little trick from the Brits. More later.